Welcome, everybody, to this week's Mystreme update. We got some exciting eye candy for you today, as well as some awesome information. Eye candy coming from Daniel Cobb and information coming from John. That's the way it always is around here. So Dan, he's our CMO, our Chief Marketing Officer, and man, I tell you what, the ideas that he has come up with lately for marketing for both our efforts with sequels, calculated sequels, and Mystreme have just been completely off the charts. And he's been really delving into the world of AI and using AI for marketing. And I just want to give it to him because we have a really awesome campaign that he wants to show you. And after that, John Lee is going to talk about one of the most commonly asked questions about Mystreme. And that question is, how in the world are you going to do this in the subscription model? How are we going to do this? So let's start with Dan. And Dan, give us it with both barrels. What is this all about using AI for this marketing campaign?
I think the medium is the message. When we say we are going to do all of these things, people ask the question, how? And maybe 5 years ago, some of these things would have been much more difficult. Today, with AI automation, many of the technologies, these things are much, much more simple. Let me start with just the brand. Let's start with the designs we are now creating. In the past, when we were to come up with an ad campaign for this product, you would have photo retouching, you would have massive photography shoots, you would have conceptual development time and all these elements. What I'm showing you on the screen right now, Jurassic Park without the violence. Oh my bleep, we've got that bleep symbol, which is becoming part of the brand, these colors, which are starting to come together. Time to invest in Mystreme. So this is an investor outreach. And if you look at the dinosaur here, you look at the faces of the people, that was an AI developed illustration. That was not created with a photographer. That was not stock photos. There was no photo retouching involved.
That's crazy.
It's simply a text command that we wanted to create this image. So we felt that if we were going to say, if we can create ads that look like this, imagine what AI will do for your television. And that's the story in showing one ad after another. Oh my mom, what does bleep mean? Oh my bleep. Time.
Yeah, that happened. That ad actually came from something that happened in my house.
Yeah, right.
We were watching
hey, it happened to mine too.
I don't know what movie we were watching, and my 4-year-old at the time literally came up and said, "Daddy, what does DAMN mean?" And I'm like, I don't want my 4-year-old to say that. So that's kind of where that one came from. And the fact that this is AI, it took me about 6 or 7 images. Dan was showing me this stuff, and it took me about 6 or 7 images in. I said, "Dan, wait. Is this AI generated or are these photo shoots?" And that's when Dan let me know this is 100% AI. I was blown away.
Yeah, we're doing all of them. And one of my favorites is this one with the we got this knight. It's kind of Lord of the Rings. I think it brought a couple chuckles in our first edition. But the idea was this, that we don't want to just be about, hey, we're going to be taking things out. We're going to add value. We're going to be there for you for whatever you want, even if you want very, very violent content for your little me time. And that's what this film or this particular product is about. Just a little me time. My favorite ad.
Yeah, it's not like Braveheart's going to be a tranquil rated G movie no matter what you do.
Yeah, no dinosaurs hurt in the streaming of this movie. Missed half the game trying to find who's streaming it. Has anybody ever felt that experience? Remember your first Super Bowl where it was digital only and you couldn't find the Super Bowl? And so no one was there to help you?
Yeah, last year. I didn't watch any of it.
It happens. So this is the angst. We feel that the story is the angst, the frustration, and we've got a game face on, and it's about our sports. It's about our family entertainment, and we are frustrated, and this is about solving that problem.
Do us a favor, those who are watching this, if you've seen one of these images on the internet or through Facebook or Instagram, please comment in the video that you've seen it. Also, while you're here, click on like and follow our page because we don't ask that enough. So please do that while you're at it. Sorry, Dan.
Go for it. Yeah. And so the other aspect is lots of reason, lots of children, invest in peace of mind. Notice the slider. Notice we're owning this controlled experience. We're owning everything about, we're going to give you a personalized experience that's family safe or mature if you're with your wife or your significant other and you want something more mature. We have the family safe and of course zombie safe because we want to be safe for zombies as well. And they're people too. And so we have a little bit of, I just spent an hour trying to find this movie. I better like it. How many of us have felt that? You know, you've been through this agonizing search, and we're trying to present that in an environment with some cute characters and connect with people. But you notice the consistency of the brand. Now we're starting to come back and really build that consistency of the brand look, the colors, and the fonts that we can own.
Yeah, I love it, Dan. That's awesome, high quality stuff you're working on. Does this really match any of the marketing you've done for any of the other major brands that you've done, or is this also kind of groundbreaking for?
This is somewhat groundbreaking. Last year, we could not have done these ads. I've been doing this for 32 years. This is the first time artificial intelligence could create the ads at this level. It's been about 6 months that we've started experimenting. And I would say that Mystreme is really, really on the cutting edge, pushing the limits of what artificial intelligence can do today. So we are the first out there with artificial intelligence in our advertising, and we're going to do the same thing with the product itself when it launches.
Yeah, amazing. I have to mention one thing quickly about Mystreme before John talks about his section, is that you may have noticed on Mystreme that there's a countdown right now for the ending of the campaign, and that is actually not true. We've understuck that pop up there, and we've asked them to take it down, and they want some information for us before they do it. So don't be dismayed. We haven't hit our goal yet, so it's not going away.
That's
So,
important.
We were going to go to the middle of June. We've been that way for weeks. It's pretty crazy that they, that didn't happen. That shouldn't have been up there. Anyway, sorry for the confusion to anyone who was confused.
So, John, let's talk about the most common asked question we get, because we have an FAQ section on our website, which is wefunder.com/Mystreme/FAQ. But one of the more involved questions is in regarding to price, because people say, how in the world, if you're paying, over $100 for all of your various subscriptions, if you have Disney Plus, if you have Netflix, if you have Hulu, Amazon, whatever, all of them added up together is well over $100. How are you going to be able to provide everybody everything potentially less? So talk to us about that, John.
Yeah, well, the answer is the best way to do it is to just show you how things add up today, and why you asked this very smart question. It's if you look at this list, you'll see the top 7 most popular services that are shown there add up to almost $85. So that's up there. But the next 9 services have content that are as must have content as this top 7, and those next 9 bring the total up to $149. So I know you're thinking, well, yeah, you're building our case for us that this is impossible, but it isn't done that. Unfortunately, there's a whole other category of premium content that we all seem to be buying during the month as well, and those are just single episodes, or sometimes a season or a movie, and these are as low as 99 cents a piece, up to, for the television side, the series side, they get up to $3.99 and $4.99 a piece. The motion pictures, if they're premium, if they're just in the theater or just coming out of the theater, we all know those are anywhere from $9.99 to as much as $39.99. But on average, we have a certain cost in there that puts us well over $200 a month. So
if we were to have everything over $200,
that's right. Yeah, and it doesn't mean, it just means that you're looking at that much content, and you need access to all these services in order to grab it. Right. So what if, how can we give you everything then for much less than that price? Well, it begins with pricing services based on the amount of time we all view content, which is about 7 hours per day. So that's that's how much we're using. So if we're using that much, we should be paid not on how much is available, but how much we actually use. It's not like in a supermarket we're charged to have access to everything. When we go in, we only have to pay the bill on what's actually in our cart. And so we believe that this being the first viewer-owned, fan-owned service, that it should be fan-owned based pricing. And that's based on 7 hours per day. And that's where it started for us. That's where we began to build what the pricing would be based on. So
what you're seeing, John, in a nutshell, is that there's not enough hours in a day to watch everything. So since the average person household watches about 7 hours a day, that should pretty much be the average price of things
exactly.
people watch. So because
Yep.
if you paid for all of them, you couldn't possibly watch everything, all the sports, all the movies.
Right. So the pricing paradigm, it just turned from a streaming or a studio perspective of what would we want for everything we produce based on how much we pay each year to produce our whole library. And we've said, let's turn it around and just say it shouldn't really cost more than how much we're able to watch a day. And if we're watching an average of 7 hours a day on all our screens, which is where we are in the United States anyway, then the pricing should really be based on that. And if we had that amount, then all the services should be paid according to the amount we watch of their content. So it's the most fair way to be paid. And now we have the technology to do it, so we should use it that way. And as we ran different scenarios, it became obvious that there would be some streamers and some studios that would be paid less than what they're being paid now. And there's some that would be paid more than what they're getting paid now. And there are many of them that are getting paid something where they don't get paid anything now because no one's going to pay for a full subscription if they're only going to watch a handful of programs per month. And so that's how we come up with this new pricing paradigm, which is we are banding together as viewers, and we're saying we want to pay for what we eat, basically, what we view, and this is how much it is. And everyone that wants to play with us in this pool, line up. Now, will streamers really do this? And will studios really do this? Well, that was our next big question. And the top 7, they can be picky and choosy, and they can kind of step back because they have 30% or more of the market. Beyond that, though, and beyond that are some very major companies with big content that we want to see. They're under that. Most of them are under 20% of the marketplace. And so they're eager to expand their audience, their views, and especially their income. And that's where we begin by gathering subscribers, gathering investors, gathering content providers that have really powerhouse content, and building our service that way. And as we get larger, we shift the paradigm to where we have enough subscribers and enough content providers that everyone wants to be a part of it.
John, something tells me you've spent at least a couple of minutes thinking about this.
Yeah.
You and Robert Gim and hashing out conversations with Daniel also. So I mean, you spent months working out this plan, haven't you?
Yeah. So 3.5 years, it was in incubation. We've looked at this from every angle, every aspect. And we want to be everybody's friend in this, but we definitely are fan-owned and fan-based. So we want to make it a fair deal for them and a deal that actually makes the whole marketplace way better. So it's better for even the largest, which is Amazon, the service with the deepest penetration, over 90%. It makes it better for them, and it makes it better for everyone else, but put the viewer first. So the pricing paradigm is what it really should be for us. And because everyone then has access, more like a Spotify kind of scenario, then we no longer care who owns the content. We only care that we have access to the content and making sure that everybody gets paid.
Exactly.
Whatever we want to see.
Exactly. You know, and I'm sure that what John has talked about today may have raised more questions in your mind. So just wanted to invite you. So some of the questions that on our FAQ section, we have questions like, how will you access so much content? How will Mystreme make major, often rough films family friendly? Will Mystreme have a box and a remote like Apple TV or Roku? How will the free subscription perks work? All these questions and a ton more are on that wefunder.com/Mystreme/FAQ. And just invite you, if this video has raised more questions in your mind, I'd invite you to go there and perhaps you'll find the exact answer you're looking for right there.
Stephen, I've got a question.
Yeah.
How many of you guys watch more than 7 hours a day?
I was thinking like we should start a company that kind of makes people's priorities better, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we sleep for 8 hours. Most of us work at least 5 days a week, about 8 hours. That only leaves 8 hours left. We're really spending 7 hours on our phone. Maybe we're just watching more phones at work.
Dude, I know I spend 6 hours a day on these screens watching you guys. All these
Enough.
No,
I don't think that counts.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah. Well, that's a lot to swallow in this update, but it's exciting stuff and lots of good information. So, Dan, I feel like I maybe cut you off a little early did I give you enough time on the visual stuff?
Oh, we love showing pictures. I mean, I've been doing that since I was a kid. My mom posted them on the refrigerator. So here's some more of them. 2 hours and still clicking. Oh my bleep.
Ain't that the truth though? Well, where did that "oh my bleep" come from? We were talking. I was just talking with Dan on the phone about like the ability to filter out content, and I actually said, "Oh my gosh," that's what I said, and then I thought it wouldn't be kind of funny to use "oh my bleep" because that's exactly what we're doing is getting rid of the content you don't want to hear. So that's kind of where that "oh my bleep" came from. So.
But the tech is so much cooler in how we do that now.
Exactly. We're not saying it's just going to be bleep, but it's definitely more high tech than that.
You never know what happened.
Yeah. Well, if that's it, guys, I think we can say sayonara to our investors and guests today. Anybody have any final thing you want to add?
Yeah, for a few of these updates, we've mentioned that we had some very exciting things coming up that we wanted to tell them, and we've told some of them today. But we have a couple of things that are still brewing that we think are really going to put investors especially be especially exciting to them. So they're still coming up. We're still going to make good on that promise, and they're still on their way. And the only other thing I had was we wouldn't be here without you guys.
Right. Always.
And we really appreciate you there. And we take each of your investments very seriously. Those of you, and most of you do, have little annotations about what you do or what your life is like or what prompted you to make the investment. We read all of those, and
we do.
So
sure,
keep those comments coming in. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us how many hours a day you watch.
Yeah, how many hours do you think
Who?
you watch?
Oh yeah.
Well, every time I get my phone, it says your screen time on your phone is down 17 hours. 17 hours? What? I have not. So, all right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you again next time. And be watching for our next update, which would be a calculated sequels update. Hot stuff.
Awesome.
Amen.